a remote corner of the world, 7 strangers receive a cryptic invitation to attend a mysterious gathering at an abandoned mansion. As they each arrive and begin to explore the eerie surroundings, they quickly realize that they are not alone and that the true purpose of their gathering is shrouded in darkness. With each step deeper into the mansion, the strangers are forced to confront their deepest fears and the secrets they have kept hidden from the world, leading to a shocking and unforgettable night of terror. The young boy's encounter with evil, the heart of the forest. Once upon a time, there was a small town nestled in the heart of a dense forest. The town was a peaceful place where the people lived simple and harmonious lives. But there was a dark secret that haunted the town, a secret that was whispered only in hushed tones behind closed doors. Every full moon, without fail, someone from the town would disappear, leaving behind no trace or evidence of their whereabouts. At first, the townspeople tried to ignore it, thinking it was just a coincidence. But as the full moon passed and more people vanished, the town became gripped by fear. Parents wouldn't let their children out after dark, people would lock their doors and windows tight at night, and the streets would be empty once the moon rose high in the sky. One night, a young boy named Jack couldn't sleep. He had heard the whispers and the rumors, and he was determined to find out what was happening. So he climbed out of his window and made his way into the forest, armed only with a flashlight. As he walked deeper into the forest, Jack heard strange noises and whispers on the wind. Suddenly, he saw a figure in a hooded cloak dragging a body into the trees. Jack was scared, but he was also determined to find out the truth, so he followed the figure, staying hidden in the shadows. The figure led him to a clearing in the forest, where a group of hooded figures were gathered around a roaring fire. Jack was horrified as he saw them perform a ritual, chanting and casting spells. And then, without warning, one of the figures grabbed him and dragged him into the center of the clearing. The hooded figures threw back their hoods to reveal their faces, and Jack saw that they were witches. They told him that they had been sacrificing people from the town for centuries, using their blood to maintain their youth and power. Jack was terrified, but he also knew that he had to escape and tell the town what he had seen. But it was too late. The witches cast a spell, trapping Jack in the clearing forever. From that night on, every full moon, the people of the town would lock their doors and windows tight, but still, some would mysteriously disappear, never to be seen again. And in the heart of the forest, the witches continued their dark rituals, sacrificing anyone who stumbled upon their clearing. The Cursed Town, a young boy's journey to save Willow Creek. In the small town of Willow Creek, strange things were happening under the light of the full moon. People were disappearing without a trace, and the town was filled with fear. One young boy, named Jake, was determined to uncover the truth behind these mysterious disappearances. One night, Jake followed a hooded figure in a cloak deep into the forest, to a clearing where he discovered a ritual being performed around a fire. The hooded figure was revealed to be a witch, and the ritual was a spell that was being cast to sacrifice the townspeople for power and youth. Jake was horrified by what he saw, and he tried to escape the clearing, but the doors and windows were all locked, trapping him inside. Just as the witch was about to sacrifice him, he realized that he had the power to stop her. He closed his eyes and summoned all of his courage, and when he opened his eyes again, he was no longer in the clearing. He found himself back in his own bed, and he was relieved that it was just a nightmare. But as the days passed, he started to realize that the nightmare was becoming a reality. The town's residents were still disappearing, and Jake began to suspect that the witch was real and that he was the only one who could stop her. So he decided to go back to the forest, this time armed with a plan. He journeyed to the heart of the forest, where the witch was said to reside, and he confronted her. They battled, and in the end, Jake was victorious. He cast a spell that broke the curse of the full moon and saved the town from the witch's grasp. From that day on, Willow Creek was no longer plagued by fear, and the townspeople lived in peace, knowing that their young hero had saved them from the witch's dark magic. The Haunted House on the Hill, a tale of terror and suspense. The small town of Ravenswood was known for its beautiful gardens and quiet streets. People from all over the country came to admire the blooming flowers and pristine landscapes. However, something sinister began to stir within the town as the full moon rose in the sky. Every time the moon was at its fullest, shadows seemed to move in the night, and the once beautiful gardens were found destroyed the next morning. The police tried their best to investigate the cause, but could never find any evidence or culprit. Lily, a curious and brave young girl, stumbled upon a mysterious book in her attic one day. The book was old and worn, and as she began to read it, she realized that it told the story of a powerful witch who lived in the town centuries ago. According to the book, the witch had been feared and hated by the townspeople who had tried to burn her at the stake. In her anger, the witch had cast a curse upon the town, causing destruction every full moon. Lily felt a deep connection to her town and was determined to save it from the curse. She gathered her friends and together, they set out on a journey to find the witch and break the curse. The book led them deep into the forest, where the witch was said to reside. The friends encountered many obstacles along the way, but their determination never wavered. They finally stumbled upon an old clearing where the witch was performing a spell under the light of the full moon. The energy from the moon was giving her more and more power, and if the friends didn't act fast, the town would be destroyed forever. The friends bravely confronted the witch, who was surprised to see them standing in her way. The battle was fierce, with magic flying in all directions. The witch was powerful, but Lily and her friends were determined. They combined their strengths and finally managed to defeat the witch, breaking the curse once and for all. The full moon rose over the town that night, but instead of destruction, the gardens bloomed brighter than ever before. Lily became known as the hero of Ravenswood, and the town flourished. The gardens became a popular tourist destination once again, and the full moon no longer brought fear, but instead was celebrated as a symbol of bravery and hope. Lily and her friends continued to protect their town, and their adventures became the stuff of legend. The Haunted Mansion, a family's terrifying encounter with the other side. Once upon a time, there was a family who lived in a small town. The family consisted of a mother, father, and their 2 children. They had always dreamed of owning a big house, and finally, their dream came true. They purchased an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. The house was old and had been abandoned for many years, but the family was determined to restore it to its former glory. However, strange things started to happen soon after they moved in. Doors would open and close on their own, strange noises could be heard coming from the walls, and the family began to feel as though they were being watched. The mother and father tried to brush it off as their imagination playing tricks on them, but the children were too scared to ignore it. The family decided to hire a paranormal investigator to see if there was any explanation for the strange occurrences. The investigator discovered that the house had a dark history and that many families had lived in it over the years, but all had left due to the paranormal activity. The family soon realized that they had made a grave mistake. They tried to leave the house, but found that they were unable to. The paranormal activity became more intense, and the family was trapped in the house with no way out. As they tried to uncover the secrets of the house and find a way to escape, they discovered that the house was haunted by the spirits of those who had lived there before. The spirits were angry and vengeful, and they would not let the family leave until they had solved the mystery of the house and laid the spirits to rest. The family worked tirelessly to uncover the truth about the house and its dark history. They found old journals and letters that revealed the secrets of the past, and finally, they were able to lay the spirits to rest. The family was finally able to escape the house and start a new life, but they would never forget the haunting experience they had in the abandoned mansion. Years went by, and the story of the abandoned mansion became a legend in the small town. People whispered about the strange occurrences that took place there and warned others not to venture near it. However, a group of teenagers didn't take the warnings seriously and decided to explore the mansion. As they entered the house, they felt an eerie presence and strange noises echoed through the empty halls. The group soon realized that they were not alone and that the spirits of the past still haunted the house. They tried to leave, but they found that they were unable to. The spirits were angry and vengeful, and they would not let the teenagers leave until they solved the mystery of the house. The teenagers worked together to uncover the truth about the house and its dark history. They found old journals and letters that revealed the secrets of the past, but the spirits were becoming more and more aggressive. The teenagers realized that they were in grave danger and that they needed to solve the mystery and lay the spirits to rest before it was too late. They finally solved the mystery and laid the spirits to rest. The house was finally at peace, and the teenagers were able to leave and tell their story to the world. But they would never forget the haunting experience they had in the abandoned mansion, and they warned others to stay away from the house and its dark history. The Farmer's Son, a tale of love and courage. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom ruled by a just and fair king. The king had a daughter, a beautiful and kind princess, who was beloved by all in the kingdom. One day, a wicked witch cast a spell on the princess, causing her to fall into a deep sleep. The witch proclaimed that only the kiss of a prince could break the spell and awaken the princess. News of the princess' plight spread far and wide, and many princes came to try their luck at breaking the spell. But none were successful, and the princess remained in her slumber. One day, a poor farmer's son heard of the princess and her spell. He had never been to the kingdom before, but he was determined to try and break the spell and awaken the princess. He set out on his journey, facing many obstacles and overcoming many challenges along the way. When he finally arrived at the kingdom, he was granted an audience with the king. The farmer's son explained his mission, and the king, seeing the determination and bravery in the young man's eyes, agreed to let him try to break the spell. The farmer's son approached the princess, and with all his heart, he leaned in and gave her a kiss. To everyone's amazement, the spell was broken, and the princess woke from her slumber. The farmer's son and the princess fell deeply in love, and with the king's blessing, they were married in a grand ceremony. The kingdom was filled with joy and celebration, and the young couple lived happily ever after. Years passed, and the farmer's son became a wise and just king in his own right, ruling the kingdom with fairness and compassion, just as his father-in-law had before him. And the princess, now a queen, was loved and respected by all for her kindness and beauty, both inside and out. The kingdom flourished under their rule, with peace and prosperity for all its citizens. The wicked witch was never seen or heard from again, and the people lived in happiness and security, knowing that they were protected by their kind and wise rulers. As time passed, the king and queen had many children, all of whom were as kind and beautiful as their parents. They grew up to be great leaders, carrying on the legacy of their parents and ruling the kingdom with the same fairness and compassion that had become the hallmark of their family's reign. And so, the kingdom remained a place of happiness and joy for generations to come, and the story of the farmer's son and the sleeping princess became a beloved tale, passed down from one generation to the next. It served as a reminder of the power of love and determination, and inspired all who heard it to strive for kindness and courage in their own lives. The mystery of the cursed manor, unveiling the horrors hidden within. One day, a young woman named Sarah decided to explore the forest. She was adventurous and fearless, and she wanted to find out for herself what secrets lay hidden within the trees. She packed a bag with food and water, put on her warmest cloak, and set out into the unknown. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she started to feel a sense of unease. The trees seemed to close in around her, and she heard strange noises coming from the shadows. But she pressed on, determined to find what lay at the heart of the forest. After hours of walking, Sarah finally came across a clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a tall and imposing castle, its walls and turrets etched against the sky. She felt a shiver run down her spine, but she approached the castle nonetheless. The door was heavy and creaked as she pushed it open. Inside, she found a labyrinth of twisting halls and dimly lit rooms. The walls were lined with ancient tomes and strange instruments, and the air was thick with the scent of magic. Suddenly, she heard footsteps approaching from the darkness. She spun around, her heart pounding in her chest, to see a figure emerging from the shadows. It was an old and wrinkled hag, her eyes glowing with a malevolent light. The hag cackled and said, "Welcome, child. I've been waiting for you. You have entered the lair of the greatest witch in the land, and now you shall be mine forever." Sarah tried to run, but the hag's magic was too powerful. She was trapped within the castle, doomed to spend the rest of her days as the witch's prisoner. She screamed and cried for help, but her cries were lost in the emptiness of the forest. And so, Sarah became just another legend in the village, another tale told to scare children from wandering too far from home. But to this day, her cries can still be heard echoing through the forest, a haunting reminder of the horrors that lurk within. Trapped in the castle of the Dark Witch, a journey into the unknown. A young traveler ventures into a mysterious forest only to stumble upon a towering castle with a dark and sinister reputation. Inside, they discover a labyrinth of twisting halls and ancient artifacts, ruled by a powerful witch who traps the traveler in her lair. With magic too strong to overcome, the traveler is doomed to spend eternity within the castle's walls, becoming another tale of terror whispered among the trees. As time passed, more travelers ventured into the forest, each seeking the secrets of the witch's castle. Some never returned, their fate unknown, while others reported back with tales of narrow escapes and brushes with the witch's dark magic. Despite the dangers, the allure of the castle only grew stronger, drawing in those curious and brave enough to risk it all for a glimpse at the witch's power. But with each passing year, the forest grew darker and the witch's hold on the castle only grew stronger. One day, a group of powerful sorcerers set out to confront the witch and end her reign of terror once and for all. they entered the forest, determined to reach the castle and defeat the witch. But as they delved deeper into the trees, they realized that the witch's magic was far greater than they could have imagined. The sorcerers never returned from the forest, and the witch's castle remained untouched, its secrets and power still shrouded in mystery. The forest remained a place of fear and legend, a warning to all who dared to venture too far from civilization. And so, the tale of the witch's castle became one of the most feared and respected stories of the land, a warning to all who sought to challenge the unknown and the powerful forces of magic. The traveler spends months trapped within the castle, desperately searching for a way to break the witch's spell and escape. As they explore the endless halls and chambers, they begin to uncover secrets about the castle's past, including a long-forgotten curse that has claimed the lives of countless others before them. Determined to end the curse and reclaim their freedom, the traveler delves deeper into the castle's dark heart, braving dangerous traps and facing the witch in a final showdown. Through their bravery and cunning, they manage to overcome the witch's magic and break the curse, freeing themselves and all those trapped within the castle's walls. But as they make their way back through the forest, they realize that the experience has changed them forever, leaving a lasting impact on their soul and marking them as one of the few to have ever escaped the witch's lair. Years went by, and the traveler remained trapped within the castle, growing old and tired. They had all but given up hope of ever being freed from the witch's magic. That is, until one day a young girl stumbled into the forest, looking for a way to break the curse that had befallen her family. She had heard the tales of the traveler trapped within the castle and felt a kinship with their plight. Determined to break the curse and set them both free, she set out to find the castle and the powerful witch. As she approached the castle, she felt the magic around it growing stronger, threatening to turn her away. But she pushed forward, her heart filled with determination. When she finally reached the door, she pushed it open and stepped inside. The witch was waiting for her, her eyes filled with hatred and fear. The young girl stood her ground, her gaze fixed on the witch. With a flick of her wrist, she cast a spell that shattered the witch's magic and freed the traveler from their prison. Together, they defeated the witch and destroyed her dark magic once and for all. And with the curse lifted, the traveler was finally able to leave the castle and return to the world outside. The young girl, having found the courage to break the curse, went on to live a long and happy life, inspiring others with her bravery and determination. And so, the castle remained abandoned, its dark magic forever broken, a testament to the power of the human spirit and the strength of the will to overcome even the greatest of obstacles. And so, the tales of mystery, magic, and adventure came to an end, but their legacy lives on, waiting to be discovered and retold by the next generation of brave travelers. Until then, the secrets of the enchanted forest, the towering castle, and the powerful witch will remain a mystery to all but those who dare to delve into the unknown. Goodbye for now, and thank you for joining us on this journey. Put your finger up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.